Hello everyone, my name is Liz Hilscotter and I will be doing a presentation on Bong Joon-ho. Bong Joon-ho is a South Korean director, screenwriter, and producer. His films are known to be genre-bending. They include thrillers, drama, dark comedy, horror, science fiction, and many more. His work strongly focuses on social issues such as class inequality, institutional power, and systematic injustice. If you do not recognize Bong Joon-ho, you may recognize some of his popular films. There's The Host, Snowpiercer, Parasite, and his latest film, Mickey 17. Bong Joon-ho was born September 14th, 1969 in Daegu, South Korea. He later grew up in Seoul, South Korea, near the Han River. He's the youngest of four children. His father was a graphic designer and university art professor, and his grandfather was a well-known Korean novelist, Park Tae-won, who wrote A Day in the Life of Kubo the Novelist. He attended Yonsei University in 1988 to study sociology. He was heavily involved in student activism and campus media, and he participated in South Korea's pro-democracy movement and took place in demonstrations on campus. And this political environment really shaped his worldview. He did have to take 2 years off from mandatory military service that's required by law, but when he was done with that, he attended Korean Academy of Film Arts in 1994. He spent 6 months selling donuts at a university to save up for Hitachi camera, and he co-founded the film club at university called Yellow Door. He began making short films in 1990s, and he released his debut feature film in 2000, Barking Dogs Never Bite. Barking Dogs Never Bite is a dark comedy that is a strange, funny, and sometimes unsettling look at everyday frustrations, how people handle them. Centering a man who is so frustrated with his life, he decides to kidnap his neighbor's dog who will not stop barking. After this, he released Memories of a Murder in 2003. This is a gripping true crime film based on real unsolved cases, digging into themes of class and rural versus urban divides, and explores how personal desperation and societal pressures can drive people to extreme actions. I want to take a closer look at some of Bong Joon-ho's films and explain why they are historically important in both Korean and American film history. So The Host, released in 2006, is Bong Joon-ho's massive commercial breakthrough, combining a monster movie with social and political commentary. This film played a key role in bringing South Korean cinema to global attention. This is the highest grossing South Korean film ever, selling over 13 million tickets in South Korea alone. A monster emerges from Seoul's river and kidnaps a girl, forcing a family to risk everything to rescue her while battling government failure. This film covers themes such as government negligence, environmental pollution, as the monster is tied to a toxic spill, and public fear. The Host was one of the first big Asian monster films that gained massive international attention, and one of the first Korean films to break into the US mainstream. This film gave Asian cinema a platform they didn't have before, and they won several major awards in South Korea. Snowpiercer, Bong Joon-ho's first English language film. The film Snowpiercer is an adaptation of the French novel Le Transpéchinese, published in 1982 by Jacques Loeb. Snowpiercer depicts a future where society is split by a social class on a moving train, and the oppressed passengers revolt against the elite to challenge an unfair order. Bong Joon-ho pursued this project after being inspired by the graphic novel. After the success of The Host, he decided to work in the US. Snowpiercer blurred the lines between Korean and American cinema. It changed Hollywood's view of Korean filmmakers by showing that they could lead large scale, international productions without losing their creative voice. Bong Joon Ho stayed true to his film style, having full creative freedom. Themes in this movie include in class inequality, class struggle and rebellion, abuse of power, exploitation, and environmental consequences. In 2020, South Korea's Parasite made history by becoming the first film not in English to win the Academy Award for Best Picture. Parasite also won Best Director and Best Original Screenplay the same night. This is a significant milestone for Korean cinema and the global film industry. The success of this film showcased the potential of Korean films to resonate with international audiences. Parasite is a dark comedy thriller exploring themes of class disparity and social inequality through the stories of two families, the wealthy Park family and impoverished Kim family. Only 12 people have won 3 Oscars in a single night in the entire history of the Academy Awards, the same number as the people who have walked on the surface of the moon. Why Bong Joon-ho is an inspiration. His ability to blend social consciousness with artistic cleverness creates films that are entertaining but also eye-opening. He has earned his place as one of the greatest filmmakers working today because of his bold storytelling, intricate characters, dark humor, and focus on social issues. He broke down so many barriers for Asian cinema globally. He showed that you can tell uniquely Asian stories about class, family, or society and still have them resonate with people all around the world. Success of Parasite was a perfect example that people can be connected to the story even if it is in a different language. Art should be a universal language, and no matter what language a piece is in, its emotional power can still reach people everywhere. I would like to quickly introduce his latest project and his upcoming project. So his latest project is Mickey 17. It was released in 2025, starring Robert Pattinson. Mickey 17 is a sci-fi story set in the future where a man is repeatedly cloned after death as he works on a dangerous mission to colonize a distant planet. This leads to him questioning his own identity. And his upcoming project is called Ally, and this is Bong Joon-ho's debut animated film set to release in mid-2027. The story follows a piglet squid named Ally and deals with the drama that arises between deep-sea creatures and human beings. I highly suggest you watch Bong Joon-ho's films. They are powerful, thought-provoking, and well-made. In fact, he is one of the best directors of our time, and his work continues to shape global cinema. So that is all I have for you today. This is my reference page, and it does include a book that I had already owned called Bong Joon-ho Dissident Cinema by Karen Han. And this is a deep dive into the work of Bong Joon-ho, and it explores his entire career. And the book dissects his approach to genre, class, and social critique, showing how he uses his films as a form of resistance and subversion. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day.